right, so we've got my favorite
we'll pet
little
your
segment
ego
here. We've got left, middle, right, the headlines in politics, real estate entrepreneurs, and agents need to know as it relates to our business. Nicole, what do we got?
All right. So this is a CNBC article. 64% of consumers are worried about shrinkflation, what it is and how to watch it while shopping.
All right. So shrinkflation happens when consumer products get smaller in weight, size, or quantity while their prices stay the same or even increase. Like, remember?
Yes, they've been talking about it.
Remember when we were growing up, like a bag of chips, you had like chips almost at the top.
Not as much air.
And then it was like, you know, 3/4. Like, it might be just like 25% of the bag. It might be a floppy bag of Lay's.
But that's also how they make it 100 calories.
Yeah, there you go. So healthy bags of chips because you got all that air in there. So consumers are worried about their products getting smaller in weight. As companies grapple with these high costs and supply chain issues, many are shrinking their products in response. Here's how consumers can spot these changes. That's in the CNBC article, which we will look up below. Okay, so here's where I'll go with shrinkflation. The Fed is obviously coming out. I love how they always do their annual thing in Jackson Hole. What a great place for the Fed to do.
I mean, it would make sense. Don't you play some golf and all down there?
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't been to Jackson Hole.
I haven't either, but isn't that what you do there?
You don't ski in the summer, but you look out at the lakes, the birds. It's a beautiful place.
I'm sure there's some golf out there.
There's some elk walking by. And, you know, we pay for the Fed to go out and do this conference. They said 2023 is going to bring pain to a lot of companies. So it's only natural that they're going to try to find cuts in their products. So as real estate agents, if there's going to be pain in companies and companies employ the people in our communities, there is likely they're projecting 4.8 million sales this year, only 6 last year. There is likely to be even less sales, less maybe even homes available next year than there was this year. I want to know that as an agent because I want to make urgent decisions with my business. So this may not be a headline you use in your marketing per se, but it's one I want to deeply understand so that I can make decisions that are creating income producing opportunities in my business today. Nicole, we just did it with our team. There was a position we were considering hiring.
Strongly considering
like
a lot of time invested
for a couple of months analyzing it, and it was a luxury position. It was ultimately like another assistant type of position, and it would have been a super luxury. And we made the decision out of the urgency of people like Tom Ferry and our EOS implementer and others to know,
was amazing.
Let's make income producing decisions. If we're going to add payroll right now, they need to create a rate of return.
Well, right. And we need to concentrate on the rock.
We need to concentrate on what a rock is like our big 90-day goal, right?
Yeah, we have a big 90-day, a huge 90-day goal.
And so if this economy is continuing to shrink and everything is shrinking up, we can't make a loose decision. This isn't 2021 in January where a loose decision is going to get erased by the market. This is 2023 type of decisions. Yeah. All right, what else do we got?
All right, so the next one, if I can get in there. All right, so Fox Business. More than 20 million U.S. households are behind on utility bills.
Yeah. This one is concerning.
Yeah.
This one's concerning.
For sure. Does it have a demographic? What is the actual age? Because I bet you there's a certain age bracket there for this.
Experts warn mass shutoffs are coming. Okay, so new data indicates a staggering number of American households are currently behind on making utility payments due mainly to soaring energy costs, sparking fears that mass power shutoffs are on the horizon. Okay, so a certain demographic. Nicole,
I didn't know. I feel like there's probably a certain. I mean,
I didn't
individuals
see one.
that are like on fixed incomes or. You know, again, there's a lot of baby boomers that obviously have retired that are on a pretty tight budget.
Okay. So, yeah, it doesn't say specifically,
no. Right.
but it's an unprecedented number of Americans could face having their power shut off. Here's where I'm going with an agent. I'm taking this article or I'm taking the headline,
Mm-hmm.
and every single person in my CRM, in my database that is looking for investments, that is an investor holding properties, I'm sharing this information with them.
Okay.
Have you noticed anybody late on payments? I'm asking questions.
Oh, you're going to go after the house based on their utility bills?
I'm gonna talk to all my investor friends, and I'm just gonna ask them questions. This is an opportunity to reach out and have something to say other than how have you been?
Right.
So this is an opportunity to say, here's the data that's being reported.
Okay.
What are you seeing on your end locally? I'm just curious. Are you seeing people that are usually making their payments on the 1st, making them on the 7th because maybe they got to get that utility payment in? Are you seeing any? Are you getting any calls from the utility company saying, "Hey, you've got some tenants that are behind"? Like, what are you sensing on the ground floor of your properties? Because that conversation, by the way, might open up you know what? I've got 20 doors. I may want to carve off 5 of them, Nicole.
Yeah.
What do you think about my ability to sell them right now?
Well, for sure. Or they may just have to learn a new strategy of including utilities in the rent.
You might help them with a new strategy because, listen, rents have gone up straight for 2 years.
Yeah.
And in 2020, 2021, when people had all that extra stimulus, that stimuli,
they felt stimulated for sure.
They weren't worried about their utility payments because they were flowing in the dough.
No.
Not the case right now. Not with the shrinkage.
Yeah.
And the less money going around and all of that. They might be feeling the pain.
Oh, I'm sure because people were gluttonous.
There's multiple reports that credit card debt is on the rise. So when that kind of maxes out, the first thing people get behind on is these types of payments, right? And so if it's the middle of winter, they can't get shut off. So
maybe they got to cut back on their Netflix.
They kind of play that card.
Yeah.
But I'd be having conversations with my investors. What are you seeing? Ground floor. Be curious about your market. Collect that data. That's good for the next investor that you're going to meet. That's good for your own market knowledge, and it's good for conversations.
Or if you're
going to be,
or if you're going to be a landlord, if you want to be an investor,
buy some deals.
Well, especially because there may be some. Anyway.
Might be. I don't think you had a 40% discount, but there might be some deals. Okay. No. Hey, guys, appreciate you checking out this episode of The Real Word. If you want the full episode, go over to the Broke Agent YouTube. That's where we're hosting the full podcast. If you want to continue to see the segments broken out and the short clips, stay right here on The Real Word YouTube.